Welcome to a guide about volcanic eruptions and their impact on the human race throughout history, and also what we can do to prevent them. A volcano is a vent which transfers magma from the magma chamber, the conduit, to the Earth's surface. Magma that erupts and comes out of the volcano is called lava. When the lava escapes the volcano, it forms lava flows, which will then run to the shallowest point. When a volcano is active, it is either erupting lava through the conduit, releasing different types of gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and water vapor, or causing seismic activities like minor earthquakes. When a volcano isn't doing any of these, it is termed as dormant. However, there is a possibility that the volcano could erupt again in the future. After 10,000 years without an eruption, a volcano. There are two main types of volcanoes. Shield volcanoes are where the magma is very hot and it also flows faster than other magma. Gases are easily able to escape from the magma. This is fortunate because it means that explosions are less violent. There is usually a decent amount of lava that will reach the surface to form lava flows. Fortunately again, the lava flows are quite slow and it's possible for humans to outrun them. The temperature of this type of magma is between 800 and 1200. The other type of volcano is known as a composite volcano. These volcanoes are a lot more dangerous and explosive. When magma is cool, it is thick and sticky. This can make it harder for gases to escape from the magma. The pressure that will result from the lack of escape will cause the magma to explode violently and blast in teeny pieces. This can also create lava flows and hot ash clouds and even mud flows, which are called lahars. This type of magma has a temperature between 800 and 1000 degrees Celsius. There are two theories as to how a volcano erupts. The pressure of gas within the Earth's crust causes a volcano to erupt. Magma is formed when the upper mantle of the Earth melts. A volcano erupts when the magma rises upwards due to the pressure of the gas that is dissolved in it. According to the second theory, magma contains dissolved substances such as water, sulfur dioxide, and carbon dioxide. The solubility of the water decreases as the magma moves closer to the Earth's surface, and eventually separates from the magma. Volcanic eruptions are mostly seen through the Ring of Fire, which is around the Pacific Ocean. It is mainly situated on the tectonic plate boundary that goes through most major countries in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. The countries that are in the Ring of Fire include New Zealand, Fiji, Philippines, Papua New Guinea, Japan, Russia, and then across the Pacific to Alaska, then down the west coast of the United States, through Mexico, and through Chile in South America. There are three different areas that are affected by a volcanic eruption. These three areas include economic, which includes business and finance, social, which includes the impact on people and their possessions, and environmental, which includes the impact on the earth. Economic effects include volcanic ash coming out of volcanoes, causing areas where it's impossible to fly. The most known event was in 2010 when a volcano in Iceland carried ash all over Europe for several weeks. Also, another type of natural hazard that caused havoc was the 2011 Brisbane floods. This cost the Australian government over $440 million for total repairs, and that was just for Brisbane, and not even the surrounding countryside. We can make the presumption that $440 million is the same amount for volcanoes. Social effects can include the loss of businesses, industry, and even the loss of life. The highest loss of life from a volcano eruption was in 1815, when 92,000 lost their lives in the volcano Tambora in Indonesia. However, a lot of the loss of life wasn't due to the volcano, but due to starvation. One of the environmental impacts after a serious volcanic eruption is that vegetation and crops are destroyed, resulting in decreased food stocks. Other human impacts are the loss of human life, leading to severe and emotional stress, and loss of housing. There are many long-term effects, from things that can hurt a single instance to things that can hurt the entire planet. The first example was in 2010 when the Iceland volcano interrupted trade on Kenya's hothouse flower exports, which are responsible for 20% of the African nation's exports. They were rotting away in warehouses rather than being flown to Europe. Another impact was that airline companies like Qantas lost millions of dollars each day for having their planes sitting on the European tarmac and not flying. Many companies, even in Adelaide, relied on international flights for transport, critical equipment, and goods to and from Australia. One great environmental advantage of volcanoes is that over a long period of time, volcanic eruptions have produced some of the most fertile soils on this planet. After a recent volcanic eruption, the surrounding soil is infertile and won't grow a lot of produce. In some cases, 1 year after a volcanic eruption has ceased, the soil fertility will increase, and the area will vegetate quickly. But this only happens if there isn't a lot of ash and the area has a good amount of rainfall. Where there is high levels of ash and the area does not have a lot of rainfall, it can take decades to revegetate. There's also an effect where lahars, which is mud from a volcano, is very dangerous and slippery. It is even possible to destroy towns and small villages. These are similar to landslides.
Islands. Such islands are the
The New Zealand government has many steps to allow you to prepare for a volcanic eruption, and also after the volcano has erupted. Before an eruption, they ask you to store a supply of food, water, medicine, and hygienic equipment that could last you 3 days without leaving home. They also advise you that nobody should leave home unless it's absolutely necessary or you've been given the all clear. Other measures taken include wearing dust masks and other safety equipment. In the worst case scenario, housing and shelter can be impacted where villages and people need to be relocated until it's safe to return. In these conditions, temporary shelter and housing needs to be set up. International aid is generally called upon to supply medical assistance and financial support to rebuild the area and manage the people impacted on the crisis. An example is Red Cross International, who assist in these emergencies. Vegetation takes start to grow, and the ash and lava can cause serious damage to the environment. The size of the eruption particles will determine where they fall. The heavier, the closer to the volcano. Ash can travel thousands of miles and can contain sulfuric acid, having wide environmental impacts. Animal losses due to the eruptions take time to repopulate again, if there is enough of the species left to reproduce. During the Mount St. Helens eruption, thousands of animals were destroyed and it has taken decades to rebuild the stock to their current levels. Due to the Iceland volcano, the first step before international airlines could get their planes back into the sky, they had to measure the level of ash in the atmosphere and determine the paths that would be least affected by this natural catastrophe. Seismologists need to monitor the volcanoes actively to determine if it's likely to erupt again or whether it's safe to return. Other professions that are used will be geologist and meteorologist. Firstly, for those of you who don't know, Adelaide is in South Australia. It would be easier to detect a volcanic eruption at Mount Gambier, which is near Adelaide. This is possible because the temperature of the water would increase around the volcano. A good example for this is like a pot on a stove which is boiling up. However, if a volcano appeared in the Adelaide Hills, say Mount Lofty, the impact could be serious because Adelaide or South Australia isn't prepared for a volcanic eruption because we don't have any volcanoes. Impacts will include housing will be destroyed as many people live near the hills, potential loss of life because the hazard was unexpected, transport and airports will be closed due to the volcanic ash, industry will be impacted as transport links will be cut, there will be impacts on the wildlife in the Adelaide Hills, Adelaide would have to initiate state emergency procedures, and there'll be a serious aftermath for the volcano, both social, financial, and environmental.